What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of the City of Brotherly Love Sportscast with your co-host Dylan and Blake. Remember, if you haven't yet, hit them likes, them subscriptions on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit. Blow that shit up. Trying to do some good shit with this, man. We're excited. We got some good stuff to talk about this week. A little bit of, Flyers, Phillies, Joel Embiid specific, wench drama. But, hey, we'll get it started with the big signing of Didi GREGORIOUS, baby. Dude signed a 2-year, $28 million deal. But, this team's got a lot more it needs to do. So, what's so funny?
My bad. The dog, she just busted open the door and just came in, and Sophia's trying to grab her, and she won't move. She's dragging her. But,
goddamn dogs around here. Yeah. So what do you think about what did the Phillies need to do to compete?
Well, our offense was crazy last year. We had 40-plus blown leads. The bullpen sucked. Bullpen's way better. You brought back Didi. You brought back JT. I mean, the offense might be crazy again, but, you sort of got some iffy bats. So, Didi's a stud, though. I mean, I would have loved, somebody if they didn't get Didi, a Trevor Story. Correa probably wouldn't even have been an option because he loves Houston. But
yeah,
would have loved to have getting someone like Story because you see all these guys like Frankie Lindor going for a bag of dicks. You see Arenado, the best third baseman in all baseball, going for poop. So, I mean, I don't know what the Phils are doing. Get in there. Get in on these trades. I'm going to say it again. Go get my guy Benintendi. Shore up the outfield. You can clearly probably get him for literally nothing, seeing what these stars are going for. So, I mean, we're going to compete, but it's all going to come down to the pitching staff and the bullpen mostly.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I had said, their bullpen's 10 times better than it was last year already, with the additions of Alvarado and Bradley. And then Matt Moore was officially signed today too. So, yeah, that's going to be nice. I mean, he's not anything crazy, but it's better than –
like I just told you before we started, go get me a Josh Hader. There's always rumors that dude's about to be out of Milwaukee. I don't know why they would get rid of him or what. Go get me. We need a closer anyway. I mean, Alvarado can close. I guess Archie Bradley is going to be a closer, or they're saying he might be the closer. But no, go lock me up a surefire closer on top of this pen, and we'd have the best pen in all baseball.
Absolutely. You couldn't even – there's no way of going around it because – but then we still need a Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, I'd throw the stupid money at him. Wave the
flag.
Have to.
You have to win now. You already threw stupid money out. You have to keep throwing it out.
I'm about to buy a Brink truck just to drive it to him.
It's like you said, Benintendi, and then if you can, Jackie Bradley Jr., he's still out there. If you could add him.
Who's the other guy? We already talked about it. You talked about it. Squally sent it to me on Instagram. He's like, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think the A's, I don't know if he's a free agent. The A's were talking about not bringing back Marcus Semien.
Oh, he just signed with the Blue Jays.
Well, there you go. I missed that one. I get all the MLB notifications. I missed that one.
Yeah, no. The Blue Jays went hard this offseason. I give them that.
Yeah,
the Blue Jays went hard. The Cardinals went fucking hard with that Arenado trade.
Yeah.
They definitely, I think they have the best corners in baseball now with Arenado and Goldschmidt. You can't even argue that.
So they're going to get rid of Marcus Semien that easy. They should just give me Matt Chapman.
Just fucking, throw me a Chappie over here. Come on now.
Get rid of Reese. Give me Chapman and move Baum the first.
Yeah, I mean, I think eventually Baum's probably going to get moved the first anyway, but.
Yeah, speak it into existence, boy. Go get me
Yes,
Chris
sir.
Bryant.
Throw Hoskins back to left field. Fuck it. Give him a bag of dicks and send him back out there. It'd be like that. All right, yeah, but there's not much to talk about the Phillies. It's going to be step by step, long fucking off season. That's really all it is.
Yeah, they're not done yet.
Trading Cole Irvin, so that I think they're trying to free up some more money. They really are. But I mean, I don't know. There's still a lot that they need to do. I think they still need to figure out what they're doing. Right now, McCutchen is still starting. He's probably going to start in left field.
And there's no rumor. I think they proposed it in that, 156 game or 152
154.
game, or
Yeah.
154. I don't know. I just knew it was 150. And they proposed, I think, universal DH again,
Yeah, they did.
but it got denied, I think, already. The whole proposal. I don't think it
Yeah.
ever. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
It's gonna take a while. I'm telling you, I don't think the season's gonna start probably till like May.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna end up having to be like 120 game season, something stupid like that. And it's just gonna fucking fuck COVID. Fuck all of it. I just want to be able to go to some fucking games already.
Well, hey, stadium might be opening up soon.
I know. Fucking pumped, man. I saw we saw that thing for the Wells Fargo Center for the Flyers games. I saw your fiance
Yeah.
Sophia fucking posted that shit.
Yeah. She
So
tagged me. Said I saw that too in general. Like Flyers page posted about like how they're apparently like among cleanest buildings or healthiest buildings right now. So hopefully that stays up to pace and date, and get in there for some Sixers games, get in there for some Flyers games. I mean, they're already two of the best teams at homes over the last 2 years. They could sure use it.
absolutely. So I mean, with that, we might as well roll right with the fucking team that's rolling hot right now. The Flyers, they're fucking 7-2-1. You just beat the Isles in back-to-back overtime winners.
Back-to-back overtime winners: Kevin Hayes and Scotty Lotz.
So 4-game win streak. Farabee gets the Hattie. What you got? 2 games with the Bruins and 2 games with the Caps coming up.
Yeah, they
So
gotta show me something in these games. I would love for them to win tonight. They're also wearing their fire ass reverse retros tonight, so can't wait to see them on TV for the first time. I mean, there's still growing concerns because we're probably the worst 7-2-1 team in the league, to be honest. Goaltending's been hot bailing us out. The forward plays great. Defense is still trash. I think they already have 2 blown goal leads this year. I mean, I think we won majority of those games, but that can't happen. And their defense needs to shore up. I don't know if they changed up the system this year, the forecheck, what it is, because the forwards play good, but there was 2 guys who did a breakdown. The Red Wings were horrible last year. They still are horrible, but did a breakdown of how leaving their own zone, how bad they are. And the Flyers are on par with that, but goaltending's been bailing us out. And forward plays good. It's just if the defense and even the forwards when they're back in the zone, if they can get better clean entries coming out of the zone, I mean, this team could be a lot scarier. Still think there's a move in place too. I don't know if you saw that report. Fletcher was like talking to the media, and he said like he still talks to Matt Niskanen like I don't know if it's like twice every week or every couple weeks, like every 2 weeks, and he just keeps up to date with him, asks him if he wants to come back, sees what he's doing. But
that'd be crazy.
Says he just keeps talking to him. They're surely missing him. So I think if he's not coming back, I think he's kind of banking on that right now. If not, they're going to make a move. I'd say they have to.
Yeah. Especially if you want to compete. Now you see how well the Caps start. Did the Caps? I don't even think the Caps have a regulation loss yet this season.
No, they still don't.
So, I mean, I've left 3 overtime losses or some shit like that. So we're tied with them, I think, right now for first place in the East. But
yeah, they got games in hand too.
Yeah.
Boston, I think we're tied with or right above. They have 2 games in hand. So these games are kind of huge. You know what I mean? It's good to see that we just swept the Isles. We gave them 2 points out of it, but they're bad. They're bad right now. I don't know what it is, but I love to see it because I feel like they're a matchup nightmare for us. So
yeah, like you said, it's crazy that team's not even in a playoff spot right now.
Man, I know it's early, but yeah, every game matters.
This season especially.
You get off to a bad start. That's another thing. The Flyers might look bad right now. Could technically look bad, but they're winning, so it's good because it just gives them time to get it together. Because imagine what happens when this team does get it together. Imagine what happens when they play complete hockey games. They're gonna be fucking scary.
Yeah, and I mean, they just mentioned that I think they think Kutzel should be back in like 7 to 10 days or something like that. He should be back. So
and that's another thing, missing the best forward on the team.
He might only miss he could come back for probably the second Caps game, maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But this team, them defenders, man.
They're 4-0 since Ghost came back.
But it's the same issues that they had last year.
Yeah.
Fucking clearing, like you said, on par with the Red Wings last year to fucking trying to clear the puck out, and a lot of fucking turnovers in their own zone.
Nope.
So And it's
And
just repeating.
the top pairing's been good with Provy, but everything after that has been bad.
Yeah, like Braun and Hag and
Zanheim needs to step up, and
mhm,
Myers needs to step up. Myers needs to be what he was in the playoffs.
absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, was there anything else that really sticks out to you from this Flyers team that you think that either I don't know, maybe that they can do better, or anybody specific that you want them to go after now? Maybe.
I was trying to look. I'm gonna have more research done for next week for defensemen that I want because I feel like it's a glaring problem.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look up like it would never happen in a million years, but let's just say like theoretically they can afford them. I'd be all in on a move for like a Drew Doughty right now because he's a
Hmm.
top defenseman in the league. He gets paid hella money, but that's why it would never happen. But the Kings are in like a rebuild anyway, and that
Hmm.
guy still has good years left ahead of him. If they had a Drew Doughty, this team would be scary good because he's good. He puts up points and has put up points before. And you just put him on either your top pairing or you just split him and Provy up, and him and Provy each go fucking 30 minutes. You wouldn't even need that third pairing to go. You just have those
Yeah.
two guys going 30 minutes each night.
Well, Provy already goes fucking 35 minutes a night, so
Yeah, exactly. And playoffs, that happens. You roll around your best defenseman plays the most time anyway.
absolutely. And when you mentioned Drew Doughty, like they don't need some like new like they need to go get the vet defender.
Yeah, it's
Not
highly unlikely. So people don't take that out of context. I'm just saying, if there was a way to get a guy
mhm.
like that,
Well, not even him specifically. Even if you went and just grabbed like a Chara or a Weber, or not that obviously I don't think either of them will be traded, but
yeah, I
that's
take
it. Like
either
you
of
just
them
need
too.
somebody like that who
I
big
would have.
body who
They should
can.
have tried to sign Char. I don't know why they didn't.
I probably just think he's too old now.
Big body. He's a beast.
Yeah, I mean he just scored against his old team for the first time since like 2008 or something like that. I saw
That's
something
crazy.
something crazy when he played the Bruins the other night. So I mean when you think about teams and missing parts and processes, you also think about the Sixers. And so it sucks because they look really fucking good. It doesn't suck. They look really good right now. We're the one seed, but there's also glaring like downfalls to this team as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I said I would stop slandering the man. Ben's been good lately. He
Hmm.
needs to keep being aggressive. He can't stop being aggressive. He can't let off because he holds the keys to this team winning a title. And I mean, Toby does too. But if Ben's giving you 20 a night, Toby's going to be right there next to him,
Absolutely.
giving productive points. And Toby's been pretty much doing that whether he's doing that or not. But there's no complaints on that end from Ben. He's playing good defensively, obviously. He's scoring. He's being aggressive.
Hmm.
He needs to do that. I want to see it tonight against the Hornets. I know Beat's probably going to go for his average 30, whatever he's averaging. He's averaging like 28.3, but he's going to go for 30. I want to see Ben go for like 18. I want to see Toby go for 20. I want to see like the starting five go off in general. Because, what you said before the show, Danny Green struggling. His 3-point percentage dropped off at one
Danny
point.
and Seth the last 6 games, I think they've only have a combined one or two games hitting double digit
Yeah,
points.
I was actually noticed that when I looked at it. Like,
Yeah.
Danny had like one or two, and Seth had like one, maybe two.
Hmm.
So it's not a lot, dude. They're absolutely struggling. But I mean, on the bright side, we didn't get to talk about it, so we're gonna talk about this week. The Lakers, great dub. AD is just a child. That's what Embiid makes that man look like.
Absolutely. It's crazy.
He just looks like this dude looks like a man, a grown ass man, and he makes. I don't even care what you say about Bron. He makes Bron look like a child out there. He's making
Hmm.
that whole team look like a child.
Like, give it for what it's take. AD is definitely having a fucking shitty season,
Yeah,
like for what hit the numbers he normally puts up. But it's been known every year, like no matter, even when Joel was injury prone or
he was
not playing to the best of his ability because he was out of shape, he's owned AD his whole fucking career.
he was talking that shit too.
I
Right
know,
after.
I know.
Yeah, we can. He's like, I like our chances against the Sixers and stuff. Shut up, dork. We match up so well against you.
Yeah,
Not even funny.
that's the one thing that scares me is that we actually match up better with them than we do some of the other teams. Like how I was mentioned before, like we match up really well with like the Celtics. We match up like better this year, obviously, than we did last year because if Ben stays healthy and
Yeah,
everybody
because
stays
then
healthy.
Ben's gonna be your answer to Jason Tatum.
Exactly. And then we match up really well against the Bucks. I think. I think the Bucks have their main weapons, but
Yeah, I think I've been iffy on the Bucks this year, but I think we can beat them. My main worry though, still, I said before the year, and then they add a guy like Harden. Now they don't play any defense. Last night they played some decent D, even though the game was still 124 to 120. Um, it's what do the Nets do because they
mhm.
have to realize like they might be at like I saw like maybe there's possibilities like we're interested in JJ. The Nets are even interested.
Yeah,
And I think someone was saying, like, I don't know if it was the Celtics or the Raptors talking about even potentially like like a little X factor out there being in the market for him too. But the Nets, sure, you could add another 3 ball guy. I mean, hey, it might help you, but they need defense.
they need defense bad.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
right there, I think that they averaged the second most points per game,
an average like
120 almost.
man,
Like letting like defensive points per game,
man.
pretty bad. Yeah, I
They
think I saw
they
something the other
don't
night
look
that
they don't look bad on the court. They just need defense. Honestly, everybody said they can't work out. I think it can work out. I think Kyrie just takes too many shots.
yeah,
But like I said, Harden doesn't. Seems like Harden probably cares low key, but he's just ball handling. He's averaging the most assists in a league per game,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if he does now or not. It's him or Luka. It was just before last night's game. They had the 2 most assists. It was like 177, 174.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, or what I was about to mention was I just saw this on Twitter yesterday. If I think it's, hey, let me pull the actual numbers up real fast. But like the Nets right now, they have 122 points per game is their average, which would be the NBA record for the most points allowed per game. For the most points in a game per game at the end of the season, and then they allow 117 points per game, which would also be the NBA record for the most points allowed per game. So, like, if the season end right now, they would have the best offense and the worst defense in the NBA.
I think I think they will shore that up. They'd be stupid not to. You don't go out and grab a guy like Harden and not shore that up.
Yeah.
I don't know how they didn't get like another player in that though. Like I know you got James Harden, you already got a stacked team,
They
but
got shafted in that trade, to be completely honest. They didn't get shafted for this season. They got shafted for the future big time.
yeah, I was about to say if they win even this year or next year, it becomes worth it no matter what.
But if you don't, it's going to go down as one of the dumbest
Um,
trades ever.
I mean, their offense looks crazy, but I mean, how hard can it be to coach 3 all-star caliber, 2 of the best scorers in the game, and a top 5 point guard when he's clearly seen?
It's not even coming down to the coaching, though. I don't think Steve Nash has any control, really.
That's what I'm saying. Like he probably does draw up stuff. Obviously, this dude, one of the best to ever play the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so it's like, yeah, I mean, he probably knows what he's doing. He's a high IQ, he knows how to run an offense. So I know it's different in coaching, but I'm sure he knows how to break his shit down, run shit. It's going to come down to playoffs sometimes, close games. And you already saw it with Doc this year. Doc's made the difference getting players,
Absolutely.
whether it's getting Ben Simmons open for that, like, not a dagger, but like that bucket to make sure we just ensure the lead even more at the end of the game, or whether it was to go ahead. He's been doing that, whether it's putting Embiid in that position, putting Tobias in that position, or putting Ben in that position. He's done it this year, and that's it's gonna matter. It's gonna matter this year.
Well, the thing is with the Nets, their defense, they're not going to sweep anybody in the playoffs.
Nah, unless they have the 2 seed and they're playing like.
But it depends because, like, well, even right now, like they
I was
have.
about to say the East is real competitive. Like Charlotte is your 8 seed right now, and Gordon Hayward is averaging 20 plus, shooting like 42 from 3.
Mhm.
LaMelo is only going to get better. I think maybe he really is just better off the bench, but it's only one game, and we play him tonight. He's probably going to – I could see him struggling tonight, but
Yeah,
that kid's – his court vision's wild. You
yeah.
got Devontae Graham. You got Bridges. You got Terry Rozier. They got a nice little squad. I
Like
mean,
I said, Malik Monk that put up 38 the other night.
finally doing something.
I know
I remember I wanted him. Everybody did, I think, at one point.
everybody wanted him coming out of Kentucky,
Yeah.
but I mean, dude, I don't see like you see them losing these close games at the end to like what Cleveland to Charlotte. Like they're not able to finish because the other
Atlanta.
team can score in seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's why I think like KD can play defense, right?
Yeah.
And And I'm not saying, dude, Harden is not. He's like an average defender. I know people are giving me shit for that, but like I watched him. He'll play defense in the final minutes if it's needed. He's done it in playoffs. I'm not saying he's great. He'll be on someone bad or
Hmm.
might match up. See what you can, but that's the thing. You can't have Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant on the floor. And if you do, you can't have Joe Harris out there too.
Yeah.
That's your offense is going to go crazy, but you need to force turnovers. Like he's a great defender. He does it on both ends. He's a very underrated defender. But then you got James Harden and Kyrie. Harden probably honestly plays better than Kyrie, and then
Kyrie doesn't play defense.
Kyrie just tries, but I don't know. Maybe he's maybe he'll get it together and he can like contain or go back and forth with whoever else. But they need Jeff Green looks like he's all right, but they need somebody out there. They need like another. They need like I don't even know what, dude.
Well, it's
Like
like
another big able body. They just need somebody out there just to make someone get tough buckets.
yeah, well, like how I said, I was talking to you the other day. I was like the one seed. If we're able to pull the one seed and you have the Nets and Bucks go 2 and 3, you don't meet either of those teams until you would get the Celtics in the second round, but you don't meet either of those teams until the Eastern Conference Finals. And with the Nets is I think no matter who you throw out there, Joel's going to get 30 to 40 a game.
Yeah, he showed that this year. Like,
If you have Tristan Thompson on him, he's going for 40 in every single game, and that's going to keep every game close because will carry us through each one of those games himself.
yeah, you ain't going to be able to double him this year because when you do,
Mm-mm.
you're already seeing when he gets doubled. You're kicking it out, and you got someone knocking down the three.
One
And
of the best shooters in the NBA this year
yeah,
now.
Danny might be cold right now. I think he's streaky. He's streaky. We all know that. You just need him for playoffs, really, honestly, because once
Yep.
he's shown he gets hot in playoff runs too. And
Three
Seth,
different. He's already got 3 rings.
yeah, Seth is very. He's like not a high volume three guy. Like take a lot of shots. That's what I mean by high volume. But he knocks it down at a high percentage. He takes three.
Mm-hmm.
He might knock down all three, or he might knock down two, or he might be 1 for 3. I know that's not great, or he'll take 6 and he'll knock down half of them, dude. So you can't leave one of them open. So you're gonna double Joe. Joe's gonna kick it out to Ben or Toby, and they're gonna find one of those two, or it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be vice versa. You kick it right out to one of them if you can, because Joe's making all the right plays this year. There is nobody playing at a better level than Joe right now.
Absolutely
Everything he's
not.
done, he's clearly the best player on the floor every night. You can have LeBron on the floor. He's better than LeBron this year.
Absolutely.
He's better than him.
So then with that, now I think so for the first time since 2000, I forget what it was. I think 2000 like 8 or something. Embiid won Eastern Conference Player of the Month, and Jokic won Western Conference Player of the Month, which is the first time the two centers
Crazy,
won.
bro. Yeah, crazy.
Two-time the first centers won at the same time since Yao Ming and Dwight Howard did it in like 2010 or 2012, maybe something like that. Maybe a little later. So then that makes me lead. So he was averaging 28 points, 11 rebounds, and I think 4 assists and almost 2 blocks a game. That's Joel. That's a fucking stat line. And there's a lot of guys out there. People arguing KD, Jokic, Steph. I would even throw Steph in there.
Steph,
Is Joel the
Steph,
MVP right now?
Joel's the MVP, no doubt. KD belongs in the conversation. KD
Mm-hmm.
does. Steph belongs in the conversation, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying watching Steph this year. Like I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed him before, but bro, he's a treat. Every night he's putting someone on a highlight reel. He's either crossing.
Himself.
He's just fun, dude. He's just fun to watch. I don't understand how anybody ever hates him. I used to argue with people. They used to be like, because he changed the game. That's why people shoot as many threes as they do because of the Splash
Mm-hmm.
Brothers, because of Golden State. And people back in the day, I remember be high school or after high school, they'd be like, how's it fun just watching people chuck up threes? Okay. How's it fun watching people hit a bunch of mid-rangers? How's it fun watching people just dunk every play?
Mm-hmm.
3 is the most points you can get in basketball. Obviously, you might not like watching people chuck up threes, but shooting is an art in itself. It's hard to do. And to hit threes at the rate this man does, he's probably going to break the all-time record.
Absolutely.
He'll pass Ray Allen
He's gonna shatter it, I think.
probably next year or the year after. Yeah, he probably will shatter because even when he gets to the point where he's like, if he can play that long, which
He'll
players
just be the 3-point guy.
exactly
You know
like
what I mean?
he'll be like a Corver, he'll be like a Danny Green. I mean,
Absolutely.
he won't D up, but he'll be like a Seth. He'll be like a JJ. He'll just be that guy that's older, running around knocking threes down when he gets to that age. But he's gonna break it probably. Yeah, probably a season and a half. He'll probably have it. Did you hear that?
Clay said it in like what, 50 games?
Yeah, he said like what, 40 games. He's like, well, Clay, he's like 400 behind. He's like, another season and a half. My that shit was funny though. Did you see the whole Clay interview?
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
He was like, who was it? Rodney McGruder. He
Yeah,
was
because they were
tackling the
arguing
tough
with each
guy.
other.
And he was like, yeah, he's probably just mad he'll be out of the league. I was dying, dude. He was grinding him up. He was roasting him.
No, dude, it's been. I mean, so the last night. So I think so. Clay holds the record for the most 3 points per game. Three threes made in one game. Fred VanVleet, I thought was gonna shatter that shit last night.
He
That dude
was
put
hooping, bro.
54 points and he had 11 after 3 quarters. He was 11 for 12 after the third quarter from 3.
That's wild.
Yeah, dude balled out.
When you have someone cooking like that, there's nothing you can do. You go put a Superman on them. You cannot stop them.
And so that's what reminded me of, because when you were talking about Clay making the Magruder joke, DeMar DeRozan went on Twitter and was like, damn, I'm glad you could do it because Lowry would never. He threw a shot at Lowry saying he would never do that in his career.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited because I think this Sixers team. So yeah, the game we didn't even talk about was they came back from after the third quarter. They were down 14 to the Pacers. And we were talking mid-game. You were like, Ben looks like shit, but can't give him nothing when they win. And I was like, I text you again.
I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not like this. I usually watch our game, but weren't the Flyers on too?
I think yeah, they've been on together the past few times.
So usually, like, I don't ever split screen. I might go back and forth depending on how the games are going. But I was like, man, there's no point in turning this on. Like, there was one point where Ben wasn't doing shit, and then I told Dill, he's like, he got 20 points. I was like, it's good to see him scoring, but I was like, are they just like they're up bigger? You know, it's good. I mean, the points matter, especially if you come back and win. I said it will really matter if they come back and win, and they did. So good. Like, hey man, I'll
that 2-3 zone they went to with Ben and Thibault at the top. That's automatically two top 10 defenders in the NBA. You can't get past them. I think they ended up with 8 steals combined. I said. By the end of the game.
I mean, Thibault is really good defensively. You're talking about probably a future all defensive type player if his offensive game comes, because you got to be on the court. Like,
yeah,
we didn't use Maxey a lot in the Lakers game, and Doc went to defense. And Doc, he knew it. He went right to Maxey, and Maxey was giving them tough D. He's marking, guys like probably Toaster Strudel. That dude was cooking us, aka Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Toaster Strudel.
He waited to get. I think he had 0 points at halftime, and then he ended up with like 22.
Yeah, he just came out. It was a nice pickup by them. Their team's still nice.
Yeah,
their team's way better than last year.
It's way better. That's why
That's why they probably go back to the finals.
West is them or the Clippers, unless the Jazz keep playing the way the Jazz play. The Jazz are deep. The Jazz are good.
Yeah, they do this, and then they just lose to like LeBron isn't. He ain't losing to the Jazz. That man will average 40 for a series if he has to beat the Jazz.
Yeah. And then it's really going to be the Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, or Jazz. I don't think Golden State, they don't have enough. They don't. Portland doesn't have enough.
Yeah. Portland does not have enough. And Golden State doesn't have enough without Clay. If they had Clay – and their team's so new. Like, you added Oubre, you added Wiggins, you added Wiseman's young. I think Golden State will be back in the mix. And I mean, I want to see us get our title, but when it comes to the West, I want to see them back in the finals within the next. I want to see Steph get his finals MVP.
Absolutely, yeah. I would love to see.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. I'm telling you, the NBA, like. It's fun to see the Eastern like, obviously the West is way more loaded than the East, but it's getting better though.
It is
getting better.
Toronto might be in playoffs now. I was just looking at the stands. They either might still be out or barely in. Miami's not in.
They're
Like,
7-13 or 7-14 or something.
boy, they are bad.
They're bad. Even with Jimmy, they
They're
still lost.
yeah. I'm not even hearing much about Jimmy this year. Like, I still follow him on Instagram. Still miss the guy, but
Yeah.
whatever.
They're shitty, and
I
their
ain't missing
defense.
him. Ain't missing him that much now that Toby's balling the way he is.
Finally, fucking finally. It
I was
only
just
took.
talking to a guy today. I haven't word on the pod yet. We were talking about like jerseys at work, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I haven't got my. He's like, I even wear my Sixers jerseys. He's like, I just wrote because we are talking about like how often we wear our jerseys. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I wear my Flyers one at least once a week. Doesn't matter who, I wear one. And then he's like, same with my Sixers. He's like, I rotate them though. He's like, I have an Iverson. He's like, I have a Ben and I have an Embiid. And I was like, I have a Ben. I was like, I have Embiid. And I was like, I got a Toby one. I was like, I had a Toby one since day one. He's like, so what? You got number 33? He's like, that sucks. I was like, does it though? Because I was like, it just shows I've been here since day one, backing my guy.
Yeah, that's facts. That is straight facts. That's what I like. Dude, I just love looking at all the fucking jerseys I've hung up. Like I have a Super Bowl patch black Corey Clement fucking jersey, and I'm like, it's crazy because after the Super Bowl he disappeared.
Yeah, so I bought the same one, but I bought a green one, and I ended up selling it though. I just sold it because I didn't wear them. I wear like my Wentz or my Malcolm and stuff. So
Yeah. So we'll move on for the Sixers because I think our next topic is going to take a little longer because we're about to grind some people the fuck up. But before we move on, I just want to, let's do our quick we'll shout out Heart of Philly. Shane Gray, same thing. Hit him up for the shirts, this fucking dope ass hat. It's going week by week. We're trying to make some more shit. But, fucking COVID and snowstorms takes a little fucking longer. But we got some ideas coming. And then shout out fucking Death by Bananas 3. His streaming Monday through Thursday. Hit him up for that Call of Duty. One of our biggest supporters. So we got to show the love right back.
I don't know if you want to just like add it in there because we're going to do the takes. Do you just want to add the Eagles in there? Because, I mean, they're probably going to be part of my take anyway. And
yeah. That's what we're about to talk about, the Shefty. So Shefty came out yesterday. He came out
today.
Came out today, this morning.
This morning, yeah, because CJ texted me about it.
About it's either Wentz. It's basically up to him. Wentz is either going to be traded, but they also came out and said that they're willing to let him compete for the starting QB spot. Mm-hmm. So what that stemmed was Nick Sirianni literally in his presser or his one-on-one, I think he stated that when no position is up for grabs right now. Every single position, every single player is going to compete for that position, including the QB position. So that right there, he didn't have to make a QB decision. That was literally his answer right there. He didn't have to say anything. You know what I mean? Man. So now the fucking trade rumors come out. We have no idea if teams are actually interested or not, but still silence from Wentz. What do you think is going to come out of this? Because I still don't know. I'm waiting to see if he says anything. Waiting to see any non-false media to come out. But
the most Wentz has said in the last, it's been like 50 days since he spoke to the media, or maybe 60 now. And he just hasn't said anything. And all these rumors come out. I know he said he needed time. How much time do you need, bro? Like, I get it's a career decision. It's a major decision. You think he wants to uproot his life from South Jersey, Philly area because he started a business, charities. He's done so much with the community. He's done a lot of work. He's forever indebted to the city in general for being a part of the Super Bowl run. It's like silence speaks volumes though to me. It's speaking volumes to a lot of people. He's not coming out. He's not saying anything. He's not denying, and he's not saying it's true, which I get. But when you're just staying silent all this time, it just has me thinking, he just probably wants out. I just think I think he's done. I don't even think so at this point, it's like, I'm glad they fired Doug because the decisions he was going to make for the coaching staff. But at this point, this just shows Doug and his relationship probably was a little rocky when the whole
not as bad though.
Is probably not as bad because clearly they were trying to make it seem like it was a Doug Wentz thing, and now it's not. It's all clearly it's Howie. Clearly, it's maybe Lori.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a lot to this man. People can say he's mentally weak because they drafted a backup and he's letting a backup bother him. It's more than that. It's all the criticism he's taken. It's he's constantly injury prone. His backup. You got to watch his backup win the Super Bowl. I mean, that sucks. I know he said there's real human emotions there, but he was happy as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the same thing, he gets hurt again because they mismanage his back injury. And then he almost has to watch Foles come in and win again. And then you got a snake in the locker room starting shit, starting beef. Man, it's just he's been through a lot mentally, and people can say whatever, but a man can only endure so much mentally, and anybody should know that.
Absolutely. And then, like I always say to you, is I don't like you said, the silence speaks volumes. It is kind of scary that he's not saying anything, because personally, both of us, we want him to be here, but especially over Jalen Hurts, because this team, it's a 5-year rebuild if you keep Jalen Hurts and you get rid of Carson Wentz.
Probably not 5, but
But I'm gonna be dramatic.
yeah.
But then, so my point though is, you have these reports coming out, stating Doug and Peterson, Doug and Wentz relationship was in shambles. That's why Doug was fired. Now they're talking about trading Wentz. And then you have things like Alex Singleton coming out saying they loved each other. Like, not loved it. They didn't, like, not specifically those words, but Wentz had no issue. Like, they liked the competition, like being able to fight for that position, supporting each other. He said, like, Alex Singleton, Bailey came out and said, nobody in the locker room, like, they all supported each other and were playing for each other. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know if that's him kind of playing, like, situation control, or I don't know, just trying not to keep the media away a little bit or phase away from something different. But sometimes I don't like bringing up those media reports too much and getting too deep into them before we actually hear anything from the player. But like you said, silence does speak volumes, and if he wants to be that franchise QB that people want to, like, that fans want to rally around and not be the fans that are criticizing him all the time, silence isn't the way to go. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing too, because I was going there, but I got sidetracked just like saying a bunch of stuff about him. Like I said, he hasn't said something in like 50 plus, 60 plus days now.
Mm-hmm.
And he tweeted though, and he put it on his Instagram. He shouted out Rod McLeod for his nomination for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
I did see that.
So clearly he's, maybe he hasn't been on social media really, but that was the first thing he posted in a while. And it had nothing to do with I guess it technically had something to do with the Eagles, but it had nothing to do with anything. Just wishing his friend, his brother, whatever, congrats, you know what I mean? So it's, it's frustrating. It's like, what can you even get for him at this point too? Like you said, I don't think we would ever do that, because the Eagles have the right to trade him either way, whether he wants out or not. They hold the key. They are not going to throw
two first-round picks away,
unless it's Deshaun Watson. I mean, I'm not saying I'm for that scenario,
but it has to be somebody like that if you're going to do it.
Yeah, because like Matt Stafford's older. He's like 32. He still has prime years left. QBs can last a while, especially to take care of their body. But that Rams team's looking to win now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have to win now, so it's not a bad move for them.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have no first, and now they really have no first.
I think the Rams don't have another first-round pick until 2024, 2025 or some shit.
Who knows how good their defense is going to be? They just lost their defensive coordinator. They just had a top 2 defense.
Yep. Yeah, they lost fucking to the he went and took the Chargers position, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we'll just see what they do with Wentz. Like the Niners will probably be in on him. The Colts will probably be in on him, especially if Deshaun goes. Like, who's the next best available QB? Matt Stafford's off, and Deshaun will be off because Deshaun might go to the Raiders. That's the buzz. And Carl will just probably go to Houston. That would probably just be a swap. You know what I mean? So
somebody's gonna get stuck with like Cam. Patriots might do one more year.
Nah, I think they're done. I think they already said they're parting ways before the season ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And told Dill, I texted CJ it too. I told Sophia it. I said, I had a crazy dream. I want Wentz to be here. Even for my people that hate Wentz, I don't care. Bill Belichick was sitting on a park bench in Philly. Don't know why. I was like, yo, you're Bill Belichick, because nobody was bothering him. He's like, yeah, that's me. I go up, I just start chatting with him, shooting the shit, talking about football. I'm like asking him about his QB situation because Cam's not coming back. And I'm like, well, there's rumors Sam Darnold might be out and he could always go to the Pats. And I was like, well, what do you think about Sam? He's like, yeah, he's all right. Like, I like him. I was like, what do you think about this guy and this guy? And he's like, yeah, I like him. And I say Wentz, and the dude starts blushing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I love Wentz. He just started blushing, dude. Eyes started popping out his head. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's who I want. And Patriots will be in on him. I heard that's not a rumor, but some analyst came out I saw and was like, Colts. You got to think the Colts will be in on him. You got to think the Patriots will be in on him, and I think the other one was the Broncos. So
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him go to the Pats. I don't care. I don't care how many people hate the Patriots. The only reason why we ever hated the Patriots was because Tom Brady. So
Well, you got to think like my buddy. I think I don't know if he listens to this, but Phil Reeves. He's on Facebook. We always go back and forth on Facebook, and he's really frustrated with the Wentz situation. But I commented on his post one day, and I was like,
hey, Paul?
"What?
You say Paul?
Yeah, Paul Reeves.
Oh, you said Phil.
Oh, did I?
Hopefully he doesn't listen.
Oh, yeah. So Paul Reeves, we were talking, and I commented on his shit, and I said, like every team, including the Eagles, have to do their due diligence and talk to the Texans about what that trade would be for the Watson. You know what I mean? Whether you're interested in him or not, or obviously unless you have like a Rodgers or like a Mahomes, you're not going to ask. But those teams that don't have a question mark, which is like 20 teams this offseason, you should be given the due diligence and asking what that package is. So then that flip flops, and I'm saying there's going to be 10 plus teams that ask us, what's that package look like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you need from us for that to happen?
What crazy scenario, bold, will never happen. What if Detroit just flipped those picks right now in golf and sent him to Houston now? That would be, I don't even know if that's allowed.
You can.
That would be crazy, dude. Derek would be hype. You'd be so hype.
There's some teams because like fucking, but then like Houston, like who knows? They're not going to do something like that because
they're asking for way too much. Like Watson's good. He's arguably top 5, probably is.
Mm-hmm.
He's maybe because
he hasn't had weapons though, so you don't even know.
He's top 7 easy, top 5 arguably. He really he hasn't had weapons since D-Hop left. Usually Fuller got hurt, I think 2 times.
Yep.
He made Brandon Cooks look good this year.
Yeah.
He's had no run game. His offensive line stinks. So I don't know, man. They're asking too much. 2 firsts, 2 starters on defense. That's way too much.
Yeah, they're asking for way, way too fucking much. So that's why you have to. That's why
I'll give them Derek Barnett, not this year's first, next year's first. Wentz, I'll give them our second this year. And because Derek Barnett, I think we're not exercising his option, so I think he'll just be a free agent. I forget what it is because
after next season, yeah.
Was it after next season? I thought it was this season because I thought his option was like $10 million.
Well, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't trade him if you don't exercise. You have to exercise the option, and then you'd be trading him.
That's true. And then I don't know who else on the defense you would trade. I would give him even a Rod McLeod because Rod's older. Sign
Jalen back, and then trade him.
Yeah, he wants
Jalen Mills came out today and said,
"Keep that bum far away from my team."
He just came back and said that he wants to be here.
I know. I don't care if he sees this podcast. I doubt he ever will, but keep him far. Unless we are in the Super Bowl in 2 years and he's there and he makes it a game win. Unless he makes a play like BG did, keep him far away from here. I hate that man. I never saw a dude get so hype every time the ball gets overthrown. He doesn't even do anything to force the overthrow.
What do you mean? So in the divisional round, he batted that ball away from Julio Jones so we could win.
Oh, you mean he kept Julio on the fucking ground? Kept him on the ground. It was a PI. We all know it. It was a PI. He literally was. I don't even know what he was doing. And then Julio gets back up, or whoever got back up, and
whatever. He's just lucky that any other game Julio catches that ball, and So.
All right, let's get these takes out of the way.
Yeah, hot takes, baby. So, my hot take's not really it's not Philly focused at all. It's just fucking funny as shit. So Jimmy Kempski, I'm sure a lot of you saw. So a lot of people know the famous Sean Taylor Pro Bowl hit on, I think it was like the punter, some no name fucking quarterback, just fucking smacked him, fucking destroyed his ass. And back then, people actually gave a shit in the Pro Bowl and they played hard and they
Yeah.
cared about actually playing a game and winning because it actually meant something. But Jimmy Kempski quoted that tweet and was like, "Is it me or is that a dick move to hit somebody that hard in the Pro Bowl?" So I commented on. I really just quoted the tweet and I was like, "You're a fucking dork," because that's fucking stupid. That's a hot take to me because Sean Taylor is one of the best players. I mean, rest his soul, he's one of the
He would
best
have.
players to ever play the fucking game.
Yeah, he would have been up
And
there with the likes of Dawkins and Ed Reed and Palomalo.
absolutely. So, I mean, to even fucking say something like that and then you're just a pussy because that's fucking football because you can't make hits like that, dude. It's not fucking football, whether it's the Pro Bowl or not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, 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 dude. I agree, bro. I agree. Sean Taylor was that bully smacking the hell out of a punter that hard. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
that shit's fucking funny.
That punter's probably happy he got smacked that hard by him. Now knowing, not trying to be that guy, but now knowing that Sean passed years ago, well, we all know what
Yeah.
happened. He's probably happy as hell he got smacked that hard by him.
Yeah, he's like, damn, that's me. I'm the dude that got smacked in that video
Yeah,
that goes around every single year.
I would embrace it. I'm like, hey, I'm a punter. I just got smacked hard as shit by this dude.
Yeah, absolutely. He got right back up, popped up. This is a little ass fucking dude.
Yeah. But yeah, so my take is, well, LeBron's a bitch because he can't take the heat even from the minimal fans that are in, and people can say, oh, whatever, blah blah blah, and you can call her Karen. Karen, you're dude's a Karen himself, you
Yeah.
know. How many times does he get offended over something or cry over something? Get out of here, bro. Not my goat. Hashtag not my goat. You're a loser. Can't wait to spank you in the finals. Bye, boy. Second, Shannon Sharp. Love him sometimes because his takes are usually good. But he's one of those ones he race baits. And he's grinding up Nick Sirianni for his presser because he was stuttering a lot. Shannon stutters all the time. Like, spit it out. Spit it out, Junior. He was probably just nervous. Philly media is tough. Our media doesn't like just sit there, but they're getting straight to the point. First question, Carson Wentz. Third question, Carson Wentz. Like, he has to answer like Carson Wentz questions already, dude. Like, not even like a proper introduction to the city. Like, and his one-on-one interview, he was fine. I saw parts of it. He's talking fine, speaking fine. Let me just say one thing, and this is a Shannon. He should know this out of all people. Super Bowls aren't won at the mic, bro. They're won on the field. So that take is horrible. Get out of here with that. I really hope this man takes us. I don't care who the quarterback is. I don't care who's on his team. I really hope we go to the Super Bowl. Not this year. I mean, if it happened this year somehow, I don't even know how. Great. 2 years, 3 years. I hope this man wins a bowl with us. It would be great. And I'm just
to shut all these doubters up.
All the receipts. All of them.
Yep, just to shut these doubters up, just like Dougie P did.
So
I mean, yeah, that's it. That's our city from the past week. Not much, dude. There's not much going on, but hey, it's coming. More shit's happening. Sixers and Flyers are balling. Phillies, they're going to be a process for the next few months. We'll keep everybody updated on what the proposals and shit like that are going to be. But Eagles are going to be, that's another 9 months until we have games again. So I want to eventually, one thing that I do want to do is Tony Sable or John Sable mentioned to us to
about a mock draft, right?
He wants to do like a mock draft when it gets closer. I think that would be popping. So
our own, maybe we'll do a couple, like 3, and we'll just dedicate a whole episode to it. I mean,
absolutely. So we can either do like a full first round, or we can do like just our top 10, give reasons why. Like, I think that'd be sick. So let us know what you guys think. Like, we love ideas like that. Like him giving us that idea, like that's fucking sick. Because it's hard, man. It's hard to think about new topics and new ways to make this show better. But we want to make it better for you guys, not just for us. Like, we're having fun, but for what you guys want to hear, we want to talk about. So just let us know. And hey, we're gonna have some fun, and we appreciate you guys for listening. We out.
All right, later.